Hello everyone, so welcome back to Pabbly Connect. So in this video we will learn how to send WhatsApp message on failed Razorpay payments to admin as well as users. So imagine this, you are selling some stuff online and you are using Razorpay to collect the payments. Now a person called as John has made a purchase of one of your products, but due to some reason the payment fails. So what you really want to do here is, you want to send a WhatsApp message to John. And this WhatsApp message would be something like this: Dear John, the recent transaction you had made was a failure. This is the payment link. Not only to John, you also want to receive a WhatsApp message. And this will be an alert type that the payment made by this customer was a failure. These are the details. Now the problem here is, every time there is a payment failure in Razorpay, you have to manually compose a message and send it to the customer. So how about you bring in some automation, so that whenever there is a payment failure on Razorpay, not only John, but you also will be receiving a WhatsApp message. The problem here is, there is no active connection between Razorpay and WhatsApp. So in cases like these, we have to bring an integration and automation software called as Pabbly Connect that will integrate Razorpay and WhatsApp. The best part of using this process is, a person without any technical background can perform this integration very easily. Now before we begin, how about I show you a real-time example.
Okay, so as you can see, this is a checkout page that I have built on Razorpay, and the checkout page is for this product, that is Bluetooth speakers JBL. Now a customer called as John Perry is trying to make the payment. Now somehow the payment fails and he will be receiving a WhatsApp message from me. This is the WhatsApp profile of John. So what I'm going to do here is, these are the details of John. Okay, these are the details I have filled as John. The name is John Perry, this is the amount, this is the email address john481@gmail.com, and this is the phone number or the WhatsApp number where he will be getting the WhatsApp message. This is the address, and of course this is the PIN code. So let me just click on pay. Okay, now John is trying to make the payment and these are the card details of John. Okay, so let me just enter the expiry. This is the card details, John Perry. Okay, so John is trying to make the payment. And okay, so let me just click on pay, skip saving card and fail. So the payment has failed. Now what's going to happen here is, we are going to look into the WhatsApp profile of John Perry to check whether he has received a WhatsApp message from me. So as you can see, this is the WhatsApp profile of John and this is the message that John has received. Payment failed. Hello John Perry, your payment for the order, this is the order, was not completed. If money was debited from your account, it will be refunded automatically within 5 to 7 working days. Please click on the button below to try again. So John is just trying to click on this button or the link, and he will be redirected to the payment page in Razorpay. Furthermore, I will be also receiving a WhatsApp message that the payment was a failure. And this is the screenshot of the message that I have received. Okay, so as you can see, this is the message. So these are the details of John, his email address, and of course the rest of the payment details. So you must be thinking, how did I do it? How did I manage to send the data from Razorpay to WhatsApp? Okay, so you're going to send the data from Razorpay to WhatsApp in just 3 easy steps. Just 3 easy steps, all it requires. So we have the step 1, that is connect Razorpay to Pabbly Connect with help of webhook URL. First of all, you are going to log into Pabbly Connect. And we will make sure we are going to integrate Razorpay and Pabbly Connect with help of webhook URL. Simply put, you are just going to copy the webhook URL from Pabbly Connect and paste it into Razorpay. Now we have step 2, collect the data from Razorpay in Pabbly Connect. Okay, so what we are going to do here is, we are going to make a transaction in Razorpay. We will make sure the transaction is a failure and the details of that transaction will be automatically captured in Pabbly Connect. Then we have step 3, send the same data to 𝑣𝗏𝗍 for sending the messages on WhatsApp. So here we are using a software called as 𝑣𝗏𝗍 to send the messages on WhatsApp. Now let me show you all the process in detail. Okay, so to begin the process, in the new tab, just type pabbly.com, 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 press enter. Okay, so this is the website of pabbly.com. All you have to do is just click on sign up for free. Here you can build your own account in just 2 minutes. In my case, I have already built an account. So this is the app section of Pabbly. You will be straight away directed to the app section of Pabbly. Let me just scroll down and here you will find connect. Just click on access now. Okay, so at the top right corner, you will find a button, Create Workflow. Click this. A dialog box appears in front of you. It is asking you to give a name to this workflow. I'm planning to give it as Razorpay to WhatsApp. Of course, you can give any name according to your choice. It's totally on you. And let me just straight away click on Create. So when you click on Create, you will find two windows, the trigger window as well as the action window. So I want to send the data when the payment fails in Razorpay. So that is why I'm going to select the app as Razorpay. Razorpay it is. Now in the trigger event, how about we make it as payment failed, this one. Okay, so the gist of the first process is we are just trying to integrate Razorpay to Pabbly Connect. So these are the steps you have to follow. Of course, first of all, you have to log into your Razorpay account. So this is my Razorpay account. So what's next? Then we have to click on Setup Webhook. Oh, before that, we have to go to Settings and Webhooks. Okay, so this is my dashboard. Let me just scroll down, and here you will find Settings. So this is the Settings page, and here you will find Webhooks. Click on Webhooks. Okay, then afterwards, copy the webhook link and paste it into the webhook URL. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is first of all, let me just click on Add New Webhook. Okay, and after that, I'm just going to copy the above link. So this is the webhook URL, and I'm just going to paste it here. So easy. Then we just have to just leave this blank, that is secret as empty, the alert email as empty. Now coming to the most important part, that is the active events. In the active events, we have to make sure the type is payment failed. We have selected it. Just click on Create Webhooks. Okay, so as you can see, we have added one more webhook. So these are all the webhooks that I have created earlier. Now I have created one more webhooks for you. Okay, so the gist is we have an integration between Razorpay and Pabbly Connect. Okay, so basically this means anytime a new payment fails in Razorpay, Pabbly Connect has to capture the data. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to take you to the Razorpay, and let us go to the payment pages. Now the idea is that anytime, doesn't matter which product it is, anytime the payment fails, the data will be received in Pabbly Connect. So we do have a ton of product pages, and I'm interested in, let's say, this particular product, or how about this one. So this is the product I'm interested in, Lotus Organic Beauty Products. So the idea is that I'm going to show you that doesn't matter which product it is, anytime the payment fails, Pabbly Connect will capture the data from Razorpay. So this is the product page, okay, and it is Lotus Organics Beauty Product, and the amount is 1,208 rupees. And these are the details of the new guy. So we have a guy called as Matthew Perry, and let me just fix the email address. Okay, and this is the phone number. Let me just add a correct phone number. Okay, so this is the phone number, this is the address, and of course this is the PIN code. Let me just click on Pay. Okay, so let me just go to the debit card. These are the card details. Okay, and let me just fix this. The card holder is Matthew Perry. This is the CVV. And pay 1,200. Skip saving card. Failure. Okay, so the payment by Matthew Perry has failed. So let's have a look. Since Pabbly Connect is integrated with Razorpay, has Pabbly Connect captured the details of this payment failure? So it is showing that the payment failure data has been captured. So as you can see, these are the details of the guy. We have the person name as Matthew Perry, okay, and then this is the contact phone number. So this is the phone number where we'll be sending the WhatsApp message. This is his address, and this is the PIN code. Now there is a small issue. As you can see, this is the amount that it is showing, okay. The amount that we had entered, or the product was worth, was 1,208 rupees, but unfortunately it has added 2 more extra zeros. So my point is, we have to remove these 2 extra zeros. So your question is, how can I do it? It's actually pretty easy. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to scroll down. In the action window, I'm just going to select number formatter, because that's pretty obvious. We are going to format the number, okay. Number formatter it is. Now in the action event, how about we make it as spreadsheet formulas? Just simply click on connect. Okay, now the idea is that what if I divide this whole number by 100, okay? So if I divide this whole number by 100, it will remove the 2 extra zeros. So let me just click here, okay? And basically what we are going to do here is we have to map this particular detail here, okay? That number is this, that has to be brought down to this particular window. So I'm just going to click here, and this is how you map it. Okay, now we have to divide it by 100 so as to remove the 2 extra zeros. So we have divided it. Now when I click on save and send test request, it will remove these 2 additional zeros. So let me do that. Okay, so the response is a positive one and it is showing the result as 1,208 rupees. Excellent. We have basically trimmed the amount from this wrong data, that is 1,20,800 to 1,208 rupees. Excellent. So what's next? So let me just show you one more thing. Okay, so the date when this payment failure happened is showing in some weird data format. Okay, so this is actually a date. It is showing a series of digits, but this is not human readable because let's face it, we can't identify it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to change this particular date or format this particular date format into a human readable one. And this is very easy. All you have to do is just introduce one more window. Okay, and in the choose app, let me just select date time formatter. Date time formatter it is. Now in the action event, since we want to format, let's make it as format date with time zone. Simply just click on connect. Okay, so now the date that we want is this. Okay, so this is the date that we want. Now remember this date is in POSIX format. So what is a POSIX format? So basically POSIX format means from 1972, January 1, 1972, the number of milliseconds that has elapsed till today is known as the POSIX format. All of them is in milliseconds. So now we have to convert them into a human readable one. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to click here. Okay, click here. Let me just scroll down. And this is the date, okay, in milliseconds. Now we have to convert it into a human readable one. But before that, let me just show you that this particular event happened in time zone, that is Indian time zone. And in India, we use the Asia-Kolkata time zone. Okay, so make sure that you select your own particular time zone. So I'm from India, so we use Asia-Kolkata time zone. Kolkata is a city in India. Okay, now the format that we want is a human readable one, that is day, month and year. So day, month and year, how about this one? Day, month and year. Okay, excellent. Now once again, the time zone we want to select is Asia-Kolkata. So Asia-Kolkata it is. Okay, so when I click on save and send test request, it will convert this particular date into a human readable one. So let me just do that. Let me just click on save and send test request. And as you can see, this is the date. Basically today's date, because today is the date when this payment error happened or payment failure happened. So we have got the date. Excellent. Now we want to send the messages to 2 people, basically the admin, that is basically me, and the second one is to the customer or the person who has tried to make the purchase, but for some reason the payment failed. So there will be 2 WhatsApp messages. Now remember this, we are going to send the WhatsApp message using 𝗏𝗏. Now 𝗏𝗏 is a software that we are using to send the WhatsApp messages. So let me just click here. Okay, and for the time being, what we are going to do here is, first of all, let me just select 𝗏𝗏. 𝗏𝗏 it is. Okay, so now in the action event, how about we make it a send template message? Okay, so what is 𝗏𝗏? So 𝗏𝗏, let me just repeat again, it's a software that we are using to send the WhatsApp message. So why we have selected the action event as send template message? We will deal with that later. First of all, what we are going to do here is, let me just show you the 𝗏𝗏 account. So this is my 𝗏𝗏 account. Okay, and if you are interested to know how I created this account or how to go through this account, how can you browse through this account, there is an excellent video that is available as a link in the description box. You can just use that link to watch the video on 𝗏𝗏. Excellent. So this is the profile 𝗏𝗏. Okay, this is basically the dashboard, and what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to integrate 𝗏𝗏 to Pabbly Connect. So let me just click on connect. So let's go with the new connection. Okay, so here we have to enter the API endpoint as well as the access token. So to get the API endpoint as well as the access token, let's have a visit to 𝗏𝗏. So this is my 𝗏𝗏 account, and I'm just going to click on these 3 horizontal lines. So you may ask why. It's actually pretty easy, because it is mentioning that you have to go to the API docs to find the API endpoint, API docs to find your access token. So let me just click here, let me just click here, and let me just click on API docs. Okay, so this is the access token and this is the API endpoint. So I'm just going to copy the API endpoint. Okay, afterwards I'm just going to paste it here. Excellent. Now we have the access token. So this is the access token. Let me just copy this. Afterwards, I'm just going to paste it here. So we have entered the API endpoint. We have also added the access token. Let me just straight away click on save. Okay, so when you click on save, you have a series of fields. So now, first of all, we will deal with why the action event is kept as send template message. What's the deal with template message? So here's the thing in Vatty. We can't directly send the message. In most of the cases, we just manually compose the message, manually type the message and send it on WhatsApp. But if you're using Vatty, you can't directly send a message. You have to use a template to compose a message and send it as a message on WhatsApp. So let's start with the first field, that is the WhatsApp number. So in this window, we are going to send the message first to the customer. Okay. In our case, the customer is Matthew Perry. Okay. If you remember, the name of the customer is Matthew Perry. So we will be sending the message of the payment failure on WhatsApp to Matthew Perry first. And afterwards, in the second window, we are going to send the message to ourselves. Basically, it will be sort of an alert that the payment was a failure. So first, we are going to send the message to Matthew Perry. So this is the phone number of Matthew Perry, or the WhatsApp number of Matthew Perry. So let me just scroll down. Okay. And we want this phone number here. I'm just going to click here, and this is the phone number, and we have mapped it. Okay, now it has a very specific instruction. Enter a valid WhatsApp number with country code without the plus sign. Okay, so without the plus sign, you have to enter the country code. In my case, this phone number is an Indian phone number. That is why the country code is 91. Excellent. So let's deal with the template. Now, this is perhaps the most important part of Vatty. So let me just take you to Vatty, okay, and let me just give you a brief glimpse of the templates. So let me just take you to broadcast, and let me just click on template messages. So as you can see, these are all the templates that I have. So remember this, without getting your template approved, you can't directly send the WhatsApp message. So these are the templates. As you can see, these are all the templates that have been approved by Facebook. For instance, this is the template that we will be working with, failed payment. And let me just show you the template. So this is the template. Okay, so this is the body of the template, and using this particular template, we will be sending the WhatsApp message in this video. So as you can see, this is the template, hello, and here we have a parameter called as name. Here the name of the customer, that is Matthew Perry, will come, and here the order ID of the failed payment will come. So using this particular template as well as the parameters, we are going to compose a message that will be sent on WhatsApp. Now remember this, if you are interested to learn how to build this template, how to get this template approved, we have an excellent video that is available as a link in the description box. Just see that video, it's just awesome. Okay, so this is the template that we are interested in, failed payment. And when I go to Pabbly Connect, and when I click here, it will show all the templates that is present in my Vatty account. All the templates that is present here, actually there are a ton of them. Okay, let me just show you more of these templates. So these are all the templates that is present in my Vatty account. Let me just cancel this. Okay, so yeah, so these are all the templates that is present here, is being reflected here. Now I am interested in working with the template that is failed payment. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to type failed payment. Okay, so this is the template that I have built for very specific purpose, to send the message when the payment was a failure to the customer, failed payment. Okay, so now coming to the second important part, that is the custom parameter. So as you can see, let it load. So this is the template that we are interested in, that is failed payment. So I'm just going to show you the template once again. Okay, so payment failed, and as you can see, we have two parameters, name as well as the order ID. Okay, so we have two parameters, name as well as the order ID. So what I'm going to do here is, first of all, I'm just going to copy this whole code. Okay, I'm just going to copy this whole code, and I'm just going to paste it here. That's done. Excellent. Okay, now as you can see, the name of the parameter is color. Okay, so what's the value of the color? That is blue. Let's take another example. The name of the parameter, let's say, is age. Then the value of the age will be some number, let's say 23. Let's take another example. The name of the parameter is, let's say, last name. Then the value will be Perry. Okay, if the name is name, the value would be Matthew. So my point is, we are going to insert this particular parameter here. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this, Okay, it's actually very easy. I'm just going to copy this and I'm just going to paste it here. Okay, the name is name and the value of the name is, let me just remove it. Okay, and after that let me just map the name of the person, that is Matthew Perry. Okay, so this is the name of the person, Matthew Perry. Okay, so if you don't understand, it's totally fine. Let me just give you one more example. So we have one more thing, that is the order ID. This is the second parameter. So I'm just going to copy this code once again. Okay, so easy. I'm just going to paste it here. Okay, I'm just going to remove the color. Okay, that's the parameter, and I'm going to insert this parameter, order ID. I'm just going to copy this whole thing. Afterwards, I'm just going to paste it here. Okay, now coming to the value of the order ID. So what is the value of the order ID? So let me just show you the value of the order ID. So this is basically this particular data. Okay, the order ID is this. So I'm just going to scroll down. Okay, and I'm just going to click here and I'm just going to map this particular detail here. Okay, I think we are ready. We had two parameters, name as well as order ID. So what I'm going to do here is, we are just created a new message. Okay, basically using the help of this parameter as well as the template, we have created a message. Now, before we click on save and send test request to send the message, we have to insert the broadcast name. So what is the broadcast name? So once again, let me just take you to 𝑗𝑡. Okay, and let me just take you to the broadcast. Okay, and in the broadcast history, you will find a ton of broadcast name. So these are all the messages that I have sent with different names. Okay, not different names, to different people. This message has been sent to a person called as 𝗪𝗵𝘆. This was sent to Alex Roy. This the next messages was sent to as order failed, payment failed. So the reason why I have introduced a different broadcast name is because I can just have a look if the message was sent. For example, all of these messages was sent, but some of them wasn't read by the person. So I can also look at the statistics. I can understand that if it was sent or read or replied. So that's the idea of having a very unique broadcast name. You can just figure out if the message was sent, if it was not delivered, what were the reasons. So I'm just going to add fail payment. Okay, so this will remain as static, and afterwards, let me just remove the capitals. Okay, failed payment. So this part will remain static, and after that I'm just going to introduce the name of the person, that is Matthew Perry. Okay, so I will understand that in the broadcast history that there was a payment failure by this person, that is Matthew Perry. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to click on save and send test request because all the fields has been entered. So when I click on save and send test request, it will send this data on WhatsApp. Okay, so as you can see, the response is a positive one. So let me just show you the message. Okay, so once again, this is the message for Matthew Perry. Payment failed. Hello, Matthew Perry. This is the order ID, and if money was debited from your account, and so details. And Matthew Perry, if is interested, is just going to try this on by clicking on this link. So we have sent the message to the customer. Now we have to send the message to the admin. Okay, so basically I am the seller. I will be also receiving a WhatsApp message that there was a payment failure, and we are going to introduce one more action window. Okay, so in this window we are going to send the WhatsApp message, or I'm going to receive a WhatsApp message about the payment failure. So once again I'm going to introduce 𝗏𝗏. Now in the action event, let me just click on send template message. Simply just click on connect. We are going with the we are going with the existing connection. And the reason we are going with the existing connection is because we have already created a connection, or we have already established a connection between 𝗏𝗏 as well as Pabbly Connect. And this is the recent one. At the last, you will find the recent one, #28. Let me just click on save. Okay, so when you click on save, you will find the same fields: the WhatsApp number, the template, the broadcast name, as well as the custom parameters. So here I'm just going to enter my own WhatsApp number. Okay, so let me just enter my own WhatsApp number. So on this WhatsApp number, I will be receiving the message that there is a payment failure, and I have added the country code. Excellent. Now the template I will be working on is this particular template, that is payment failure for admin. payment failure message for admin. Okay, so this is the template I will be working on. So let me just show you the template in 𝗏𝗏 itself. Okay, payment failure. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the broadcast history. I should be looking at that template message. So the payment failure for message for admin. This is the template that I have built. Okay, so let me just click on view template. Okay, so as you can see in this particular template, we have 1, okay, 2, 3, and 4 parameters. Okay, I repeat this again. We have the first parameter as amount. We have the second parameter as the email ID of the customer, the third parameter as the order ID, and the fourth parameter as the date. So we have 4 parameters. So what I'm going to do here is we are going to do the same thing. I'm just going to copy this whole stuff. Okay, I'm going to paste it here. Okay, now let me just remove the color. This time we will be working on the first parameter in this template, that is the amount. I'm just going to copy the whole thing. Okay, I'm going to paste it here. And what is the value of the amount? Now remember this is the amount. Okay, let me just show you the amount. Okay, this is the amount, and we had actually trimmed the amount. We had removed the 2 extra zeros. So this is the amount. Okay, 1,208 rupees. We want this particular detail in this part. Okay, let me just show you. We want this particular detail here in the value. Okay, so the value is, let me just scroll down. Okay, we are going to the second accordion and we have mapped it. So easy. Let me just add a comma. Okay, now we have the second parameter, that is the email ID. Okay, so once again I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to paste it here. Okay, let me just remove this parameter, that is color. We don't want it. Let me just copy this parameter and I'm going to paste it here. So easy. And let me just remove the value of the email ID, and we are going to map the email ID of the person. The email ID of the person is 𝗪𝗵𝘆481@gmail.com. We have mapped it. Okay, once again a comma. Now we are going to work on the parameter, that is order ID. So I'm just going to once again copy the whole stuff. Okay, I have copied it. I'm going to paste it here. Let me just remove the color. Okay, I'm just going to click here, and the order ID is this. We have mapped. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. The name is this. The parameter name is this. I'm just going to copy this. Okay, I'm just going to paste it here. It's so easy, because once you create this particular template along with the parameters, you just have a perfect automation. Okay, so I'm sorry. This is the payment ID. I'm sorry. And this is the order ID. Okay, and we have mapped it. Now we have finally the last one, the last parameter, that is date. So once again a comma. Excellent. I'm just going to copy the whole stuff. I'm going to paste it here. Okay, remove the parameter, that is color. Okay, I'm just going to add this parameter, that is date. I'm going to paste it here, and let me just add the value. The value is, okay, the value is, let me just show you the value. Okay, we had actually fixed the value, the formatted the value. Okay, so initially remember this, the value that we have got from this window was a very clumsy format, the machine format or the POSIX format, and we had formatted this data, and we have this data here as 2nd of September 2021. So we want this particular detail here. So I'm just going to click here, and then I'm going to just click here, and we have mapped it. Okay, so let's check. The amount is this. Okay, the email ID is this, the order ID is this, and the date is this. Okay, now once again we have to mention the broadcast name. I'm going to mention for admin. No, admin is me, so for me dash, and payment failure Razorpay dash, and the payment failure was made by a person, Matthew Perry. So this is an easy way to recognize it. Okay, so let me just click on save and send test request to send this message. So basically I will be sending this message to myself. So let me just do that. Let me just click on save and send test request. Okay, so as you can see, the response is a positive one, and let me just straight away show you the screenshot of the message that I have received. So this is the screenshot of the message that I have received. It is also showing the details of the transaction, like the amount, that is 1,208, the email, that is the email of the customer who has failed the transaction, the order ID, and of course the time at which the payment was failed. Okay, so the presence of this message confirms that we have a successful integration between Razorpay and WhatsApp. Now, before you leave, let me just explain you the whole mechanism in a nutshell. So let me just minimize all these windows one by one. So I have minimized this window, I have minimized this window, I have minimized this window, and finally I'm going to minimize the trigger window. So basically, this is the whole process in a nutshell. First, you integrated Razorpay to Pabbly Connect, and after that, you have introduced the number formatter because we had a problem because the amount that they were giving had 2 extra zeros. So we had used the number formatter, especially the function that is spreadsheet function, to remove the 2 extra zeros. After that, we have the datetime formatter by Pabbly. The reason we have introduced the datetime formatter by Pabbly is because we have got the date in a very clumsy format, a machine format, and we wanted in a human readable format. Excellent. After that, you have introduced 𝗏𝗏 to send the WhatsApp message to the customer. Then you have introduced again 𝗏𝗏 in the action window to send the WhatsApp message to me about the payment failure. So now we have a perfect flow of data between Razorpay and WhatsApp. Awesome.
Not just these apps, you can integrate a ton of applications and automate your business with help of Pabbly Connect. If you have any queries, please contact us at admin@pabbly.com. Also, you can ask questions on forum.pabbly.com. Also, if you really like this video, please comment, share and subscribe. It will really motivate us to make more videos for you. Thank you.